Did you ever wish you could start things over? A blank slate where you could take the experience you've gained over the years and apply that to achieve success much earlier than usual? Many do, myself included, and you'd be lying if you said you hadn't thought of it either. For Rudeus' past self, that was never an option. But there was one thing he never accounted for, a blessing a lot of us rarely receive even in our lifetimes. Thankfully. The blessing of a truck going over 60 kilometers an hour. Today we're looking at Rudeus' new lease on life, following his rebirth for the first 5 episodes. Will he fall for his old destructive habits, or take the reins and realize the potential he's always had? Stay tuned. The story from Mushoku Tensei is no different from most isekai. The protagonist experiences an unfortunate event, usually getting bodied by the local isekai fairy truck-kun. They are then sent off, after dying horribly, to another world, where they get to leave their boring and mundane life of old and experience a thrill and adventure they've never known. Not a bad deal for dying, in my opinion. Now, from the isekai I've seen, the protagonist usually gets reborn around adult age, but it's handled differently here. We see Rudeus start off from infancy and watch him slowly grow and learn in this new environment. Him learning magic and just living life with his new family in a peaceful village has some very nice slice of life elements to it. And, as I'll talk about more later on, makes you look back fondly at those episodes. So Rudeus in his past life was a little bit of a loser, holding himself up in his room and barely interacting with the outside world, let alone his family. Lazy, unmotivated, apathetic, and drowning in his perversions. You know, really making the most of that otaku lifestyle. He didn't even bother attending his parents' funerals. That's how bad it was. For his relatives, that was the last straw. And that's what leads them to disowning him and kicking him out of their house. Now homeless and wandering the streets, he manages to pull off one last good deed before learning what it's like to French kiss a speeding vehicle. Now reborn in this new world, he is pledged to never live life like that again and take advantage of this restart he's been given. The new Rudeus is very humble and has a thirst for knowledge. He learns an advanced method of casting magic at a very young age, but doesn't let it get to his head, nor does he use it to lord over or inflict pain on others. He is kind, and is there for his friends when they need him, and doesn't burden his family. Though I will say, one trait of his did make the full trip with him, and that would be his overwhelming perversion. Man, is this guy a horn dog. He would raid the hamper as an infant and wear underwear over his head like some perverted common writer. This guy's most treasured holy relic is his teacher's panties. Please stop. Alright, now our intrepid hero starts his adventure in the beautiful Buena village. Life is peaceful here with the scenic environments. It's here Rudeus is accompanied by the people he has grown to love and treasure. Let's take a short peek at them, shall we? Living with him in his home is his father Paul, a former adventurer and a man with almost an equal level of perversion as his son. An expert swordsman, he becomes advanced in all 3 sword arts at a young age. He was a colossal womanizer, and only stopped once he decided to settle down with the healer of his party, Zenith, Rudeus' kind and loving mother. Lilia is the last member of the Grey Red family and works as the maid of the household. She has an initial dislike for Rudeus, even as a child, as she found him rather strange and creepy, especially after finding his holy relic. Nevertheless, a certain event changes her opinions of him and earns him her undying loyalty. As Rudeus' magical abilities seem to keep growing, his parents eventually have to reach out and find another means of furthering his studies. Meet Roxy, a talented mage who works as a traveling tutor. She is initially doubtful of Rudeus' capabilities, but is surprised at his aptitude for magic, and finally sees his potential when she finds out he doesn't need to chant to cast spells. She plays a very significant role in his upbringing, not just as a mentor of magic, but the key role she played in curing his reclusive behavior. This moment, though small, is key. It's what gives him that push, that first step into that vast new world he's always feared to tread in. This is where he has truly surpassed his old self. There is no achievement without exploration or risk, no growth without pain or failure. Roxy opened this door of possibility for him. Such a simple gesture is what makes everything that happens from then on, the people he grows with, the people he helps, a possibility. It's no surprise Rudeus is so infatuated with her. As I mentioned earlier, the man steals her panties and worships it as a relic. Again, please stop. So, what's village life without a childhood friend? Do we have that covered here? We do! Meet Sylph, Rudeus' adorable childhood companion. After being saved from bullies by him, they create an unbreakable bond that sees both of them spending their days in the village together. To her credit, she possesses a high aptitude for magic as well, seeing as how she learned how to cast magic without chanting from him quite effortlessly. A funny thing here is, Rudeus thought she was a boy initially. Boy, did that not end well. Last but certainly not least, we have Eris. As of episode 5, we do not know much about her, besides the fact that she's a loud, arrogant, and spoiled brat. Rudeus visits her estate with the intention of becoming her magic tutor, but is met with too much hostility and makes him question his motives for being there to begin with. But, as a testament to his tenacity, manages to pull themselves out of a plan gone wrong and show his worth to her. It's clear here she'll play a huge role in Rudeus' life from here on out. Just what that role will be, well, this is one of the fun parts I've wanted to discuss. Ooh, let's get started. They have clearly put in the time to breathe life into this show. The scenery, the sights of Buena Village alone creates this warm feeling that you should feel when living a carefree life in the countryside. Their movement when fighting, the spells when Rudeus shoots his fireballs, the wind that blows back after Gazelle obliterates her opponents, weather magic. This show is a visual treat, and watching it for that alone, I can't blame you. The music is the icing on the cake, the cherry on top. Yes, the animation and art quality breathes life into the scenery, but the music gives it soul. They have chosen the best tracks to really hit that medieval fantasy theme. Here, just listen. Watch how they both intertwine. I know I cut that off early, but doesn't that feel like a world you would want to explore, much less live in? This is how it's done. This is how you instill that sense of wonder in a universe you create. This is how you get your audience to look back fondly at old sceneries. Get them to say stuff like, "Man, remember Buena Village? I miss how peaceful that place was. We've come a long way from there." For solemn moments, for heartwarming moments, they have a track for everything. They did not slack on both these aspects at all. You're in for a treat. Okay, so let's tie it all together. What should I expect from this show? And should I watch it? Alright, so after watching the first 5 episodes, I can say that nothing major initially happens. No major villains are introduced, no Avengers level threats are given to the main character to work towards to, no cheat level system given to him. Literally only one major fight scene happens. Okay, so hearing me say that you'd think that the initial parts of this anime was some boring slog. But it's not. There's something immensely satisfying watching Rudeus grow step by step, and hearing his thoughts and perspectives of men from another world gives a voice to our curiosities. These 5 episodes have been a hype train slowly building up to speed. Each new skill Rudeus learns, each new connection he builds, each new location he visits has that connection, that weight attached to it. You truly feel his growth alongside him, along with that curiosity when he visits new vistas. Either way, this show has made an amazing first impression on me, and I'm definitely going to continue watching. This is the kind of show you want to see till the end. Nevertheless, if what I said appeals to you, if you want to see where this new world takes him, yeah, I'd say go for it and watch this show. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Staying here, this marks the end of my second video. Really appreciate you sticking it out. And just wanted to let you know that if you wanted to keep up with Rudeus and his travels, then you can do that through reading the manga. The art is top notch, so I definitely recommend you give it a shot. Also, if you're a fan of Roxy and want to learn more about her, consider reading the spin-off manga they made for her, Roxy Gets Serious. And if you want to go right to the source of it all, of course, the light novel is there for you. It has over 20 volumes, you're definitely in for a wild ride. Other than that, that's all from me today. Catch you later.